Thank you all for coming out tonight. I am Brian. I am from Lisle, which is about an hour from here. And you guys, I've been going out to some Syracuse Orange football games lately. Do we have any 'Cuse fans in the house tonight? Especially after that beatdown yesterday by Duke. I'm sorry to say the D word, but that was a rough game, guys. I'm glad to see there's still some faithful out there. But I've been going to these games. I haven't seen so much burnt orange in one place since my days when I used to frequent Hooters. I think that that's one thing this mall is missing. You guys should take a walk around the mall tonight just to find this place. I think this place really could use a Hooters. If they really want some more people named Destiny in Destiny USA, they will get a Hooters in the mall. I can just see the hashtag now. Hooters for the mall. Also doubles as a hashtag for Hooters for them all. So there you go. So speaking of burnt orange, Tennessee Volunteers, also a tough subject, I know. First loss of the year for the Orange. But anyway, I spent some time down in Tennessee. Spent 6 years living down there with my family. Tennessee Volunteers, Volunteer State, horrible place to look for a job, guys. Let me tell you, a place called the Volunteer State, don't look for a job down there. Thought New York was tough. But so I actually grew up about 3 hours south of here in New York. And I moved down to Tennessee for 6 years, spent 6 years down there, and then moved back to New York. I mean, who does that? I mean, it was a rough move. But, I started to wonder what people looked like anymore, and that's why we moved back here. You forgot, friends, family, Jewish people. There's not a lot of Jewish people in the South, guys. Let me tell you, if you've ever been down there, there's not a whole lot of Jews. But we did get some people on our street, the Stein family, and I was so excited. I was like, we're getting some Jews on the street now. The Steins are moving in. So I went over to talk to them, and it turns out they like to talk about God and Jesus. So not Jewish. But I should have been tipped off, and I found out the wife's name was Angel. So there's so few Jewish people in the South. I went to a Vanderbilt versus Temple basketball game. There was not one yarmulke on the whole Temple sideline. Turns out it's just a school from Philadelphia, guys, not a place of worship down there. But so you guys ready for some more Jewish humor? Here we go. You guys know how a rabbi makes his coffee? That's right, he brews it. It's a religion in the South. It's a real thing, guys. It's pretty big down there. We've got a lot of churches. They they have those words on the screens in front of your church, and you got to follow along. There's no music up there. It's like sight reading at its core, guys. There's no way to follow along. You just got to play with whatever the band comes up with next. I was told at a younger age, don't really sing the words in church if you don't understand what they mean. So for a while there, I just stopped singing songs altogether because how great thou art. Who's art? Why is he so great? Amazing Grace. Who's Grace? Why is she so amazing? I mean, churches talk about being not-for-profit organizations. Wasn't Jesus like the biggest prophet there was? Turns out they are for a profit. But so Southern words and phrases, also something difficult to get a grasp on. Words like y'all and fixin' and all y'all, which is like everybody in this room. Ponding, when there's like too much water on the road, and bless your heart, which for some may seem like a good thing, but depending on the context, it's usually not such a good thing. And I was always given such a hard time spelling the word y'all. Y apostrophe LL, short for you all, but I was always like YA apostrophe LL, and my wife was like, no, it's Y apostrophe ALL, short for you all, and I was like, well, gotta give me a break. I just moved here from New York, just got used to spelling yous guys, and now I gotta learn how to spell y'all too. Make me a break, guys. So buffets, you guys like buffet restaurants. I know there's Golden Corral up here in Syracuse. They're kind of hard to come by up here in the north. But we got, there's a Pizza Hut buffet down in the Sydney our family found. Like in the South, every Pizza Hut has a buffet. There's more than one Chinese food restaurant that has a buffet, guys. There's Cece's restaurants. There's our family's favorite, Pizza Ranch. Let me tell you guys, never did I go to a buffet restaurant or any restaurant at all and think of people coming in as competition. We would take one look out the window and see, this overweight type family coming in. And man, my stomach just sunk when I was like, man, that chicken bone I left up at the buffet, it's not gonna be there when I go back for seconds later. And those people that come in with the motor scooters, so not fair. They turn these buffet restaurants into their own drive-through experience. I mean, the trays in those mobile scooters, so much bigger than the trays they give you at the buffet. Just so not fair, guys, I'm telling you. So we spent a lot of time driving back and forth from Tennessee to New York. It's about a 15-hour drive. We kind of got used to it. We got four young kids. They're always watching DVDs in the van. And they always like the Frozen DVD. We were talking about Disney movies earlier, the Frozen DVD over and over again. They played it so much, we just started skipping. Ironically, the Frozen DVD was Frozen. And so we asked, what else do you guys want to watch? And they were like, the sequel. But unfortunately, that was Frozen 2. So you guys, earlier, they mentioned Helen Keller. You guys, for some blind jokes, I was looking for a job recently, and I learned selling blinds is a pretty shady job. But especially when selling blinds refers to people who can't see, it's really tough for them. But and we have any deaf people in the room tonight? Talk about a rhetorical question. But anyway, there was a school we played in basketball when I was in college, Gallaudet. I always wondered, whoever went to a school they never heard of before. All right, thank you guys. I'm Brian. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Brian, the second coming of the Micro Machines guy.